been subscribed to me for a long time, then you guys know that I do suffer from anxiety, and I just wanted to kind of give the new viewers an understanding of what goes on inside my head sometimes, and that it's not faking it. When I post an anxiety video or I post something that's uplifting, it doesn't mean that I've got better with my nerves, and it doesn't mean I've got worse either. It just means I'm letting you in on what goes on behind closed doors. So with that being said, I'll get straight into it. So for a long time, since I was about 2 or 3 years old, I've suffered from having OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, if you didn't know. It is basically where you get obsessive about things. You have to obsessively touch things, tap things. You can get obsessive cleaning disorder, which is different from obsessive compulsive disorder, but there's still compulsions involved with obsessive cleaning disorder. I have obsessive compulsive disorder with a slight fear of germs, so I will go out my way, maybe if I'm on a bad day, to just roll my sleeve up and open the door like that. Especially if it's in a bathroom, I don't go a time where I don't get my hand wash out. I don't go through a time where I don't hold the door. I have to do something to make sure my hands are clean. I've had that for as long as I can remember. When I was about 17, I went to see CAMS, which is for children really, so I didn't really fit in there. She didn't really help me much, and nothing really made sense to me because she reckoned that it was mostly just social anxiety with a bit of OCD, but that is not the case at all. My social anxiety stems from my OCD because I think about what people are thinking about me, and that's my obsessive thought. What I mean by that is, with my OCD, I feel like if I don't do something, then something bad will happen, and that makes it difficult in social situations because I feel like if I say the wrong thing, then this is going to happen. Not that everyone will think I'm weird. There's a different thing between OCD and social anxiety, and you can get obsessive thinking and not have OCD, but you can also get obsessive thinking and it is OCD. I don't really want to go too in depth about what my OCD thoughts are because some of them are very horrible and there are intrusive thoughts, so I will go out my way. I'll go out my way to not be in a situation where those thoughts will be happening. So I'll go out my way not to go in shops. I will go out my way not to see my friends. This isn't every day. Some days I will force myself to do things, and with my YouTube channel, I love creative things, but I do, with my YouTube channel, want to make this my job in the end, which is a bit silly of me, but I really do want this to be my way of getting my word out to the world and giving people happy vibes, so that on a bad day like I've had today, they can look at these videos and feel better. And if I had this as a job, it will fit me perfectly because of my social anxiety. It stops me from being able to do things that normal people can do. So me sitting down in front of a camera is what I like to do, and editing is what I find comforting because it makes me feel like I've achieved something if I'm sitting in on my own. I'm sorry if I'm talking fast. I hope I'm not, because this really needs to be put out there so that people know that I'm not just faking it, and so that people know that there are good days, there are bad days, but it never goes completely away. If I can go out to Tesco's and I can have a smile on my face, maybe they even make me laugh when I'm with my friends, it doesn't mean that I'm better or worse because my mind is still in the same place, still overthinking. There is a part of me that has depression as well, so when I'm going out with my friends, I know that in that moment it feels good, but then I think the come down from this is going to be horrendous. So that is constantly on my mind because I'll come home, I'll overthink, and I'll overthink myself into a depressive state, which isn't good. So that when people say that I have improved, it's not an improvement, it's just me realising what helps me get through the day. I've got through that day, I've managed to put my makeup on, I've managed to see my friends. It doesn't make me feel good when I've done that. It makes me feel good in the moment, but it doesn't make me feel like I've achieved something, because I think to myself, I would have felt better if I'd just stayed at home, which is what I disliked about seeing the psychiatrist for that short period of time. She thought that just because I've done something, it will make me feel like I've achieved something, and that is true, but it doesn't make me feel good about myself because it makes me feel like I could have been sat at home and feeling better, and I feel like I've messed up every time I go out as well. I feel like, oh no, they hate me now because they've seen my OCD, they know what's going on inside my head. It is an awful feeling to feel like that. So if anyone else suffers from intrusive thoughts and also obsessive compulsive disorder where you have to do the compulsions to get rid of the thoughts, and if you want to know more about this, please leave it in the comments below. I'm not going to make this video very long. I have been talking quite fast because it's hard for me to get this all out slowly. I did that the other day and the editing was horrendous for me, and then I lost the video because my laptop decided to completely die. So I literally don't have a laptop now. This is going to be edited on my mum's friend's laptop. If you saw my past video, a link to that that will be in the description, then you'll know that this video is going to be edited on a different computer because my one broke. I just wanted to get it out there that I do have OCD and it does take over my life, and just because I put a smile on my face and I put my makeup on and I act like I'm okay doesn't mean I'm fit to work for one, doesn't mean I'm fit to go out with my friends every day for one, doesn't mean that I am fit to go in shops and buy food for one. It really depends on how I feel on that day, because if I was forced to do something every single day at this point in my life, and I'm not saying I will never do nothing, because I love editing my videos and it does take a lot out of me when I do it. That's like a full-time job to me, because I wasn't exactly good in computing when I was at school. I think I just about passed, but if I was made to do something every single day like work, that would make me go into a nervous breakdown like I did in college. If you want to hear about my nervous breakdown, that was possibly the worst time of my whole entire life, because after that nervous breakdown I had a major panic attack and it made me feel like I was dying, and I've been completely drained ever since that day. If you want to hear that story again, and if my old subscribers are still with me, that were with me when I had really bad anxiety, which I know one person is, but I'm not sure if he wants me to say his channel's name, thank you so much for staying with me, and that you guys know how bad it has been in the past, and it's nice to be able to still talk about this but not get anyone saying anything negative, which I'm really lucky for. I know I've had a few dislikes in the past about my anxiety videos, but they really don't bother me too much, because I know that if they suffered the way I did, they wouldn't be pushing the dislike button for my anxiety videos. If you guys suffer, or any YouTubers suffer with this and they're doing YouTube to try and get their thoughts out there, their feelings out there, and also find a job that isn't too straining on our lives, then please leave it in the comments below. I'm not saying that YouTube editing isn't straining, because it really is, but doing it in the comfort of your own home is definitely better than having to do a manual job or work in Tesco's, Iceland, Asda, you name it. It's all a struggle. I even say to my mum some days that I get so bad, "Mum, can you make me a drink of water?" I'll be right by the tap, I'll have my cup in my hand, but I'll be too terrified that I will end up putting the dirty tap water in my mouth, meaning the sink water in my mouth, because she leaves it in there to put all of the cutlery and the plates in there, and obviously the water gets dirty and the plug's in, so I get worried that I'm accidentally just going to get my cup, scoop up the dirty water and drink it, and I will have to redo my drink about 7 times. I have to do things in 4s at the moment, but sometimes it's 6s, and sometimes I just go on and on and on, and I don't just stop at 6, literally. I have to go back, do it again, do it again, do it again, and it does put a lot of strain on me. So guys, do bear with me if, say, I'm late one day, which so far I've been quite efficient since December, but if I am late one day, then just please bear with me, because this is something I really suffer with inside my head, and mental illness is true. So if anyone doesn't believe in it, trust me, this is the worst ever thing that you could ever have. OCD really does create problems, and it isn't social anxiety. I call it social anxiety because it's easier to say. People understand social anxiety more than they do OCD, but really it's the OCD thoughts that create the social anxiety, and no psychiatrist has really gone in depth with that to me. I've apparently just got generalized anxiety disorder, and no, I have a neurological problem. OCD, I don't care what anyone says, I was born with it, it was triggered, it's brought out, and it is a neurological disorder, so do bear with me when I'm on my bad days. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for listening, and if you want a longer version of this and me not to chat too fast, please leave it in the comments below, because I'd love to let you guys know what goes on inside my head on a day like today. So I know I put a smile on my face and I put my makeup on and I get dressed, but if you saw me on my really bad days, I do not do a thing, and I really can't. If I go out and meet my friends, I'll cry. If I was to sit there in a public restaurant, I would bottle it out. I would just cry. It's so difficult, and people that don't suffer don't understand the way that we want everyone else to understand, and I think it'd be beautiful if a lot more people could understand mental health, even if you guys don't suffer. Just giving someone a friendly message and sending them some love and support would really go miles. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, show your support. If you guys have any suggestions of what you want me to do after my next video, then let me know. I've got an idea of what I'm doing for my next video. Thank you guys. Bye.